dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. To free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance.
Understanding Hitler's complex legacy. Adolf Hitler, a name forever tied to horror, destruction, and tragedy. But behind the monster history remembers, there was once a boy shaped by ambition, rejection, fear, and a nation's despair. Today, we journey through the life of one of history's darkest figures, not to glorify, but to understand. Because history's greatest dangers often start with simple hopes twisted into something far more terrible. Early life. Seeds of ambition in Braunau am Inn. Born in 1889 in Braunau am Inn, Austria, Adolf Hitler grew up under the strict authority of his father, a customs official with little patience for dreams. Yet young Adolf did dream of heroism, of greatness, and most passionately of art. At school, he excelled in subjects he loved, particularly history and the arts, but rebelled against rigid discipline. Dreams deferred, rejected by Vienna's Art Academy. At 18, Hitler moved to Vienna, hoping to enter the Academy of Fine Arts. Twice he applied. Twice he was rejected. Homeless and bitter, he lived in shelters, painting postcards to survive. In Vienna's political undercurrents, fueled by anti-Semitism, nationalism, and social unrest, Hitler found toxic ideologies that would later define him. World War I, forging a loyal patriot. In 1914, Hitler enlisted eagerly in the German army, serving as a messenger on the deadly Western Front. He fought bravely, earning the Iron Cross, a rare honor for a soldier of his rank. For Hitler, the war was more than survival. It was belonging, purpose, and a new nationalistic fervor, betrayal and bitterness. The stab in the back myth. Germany's defeat was a wound Hitler refused to accept. Embracing the stab in the back myth, he blamed Germany's loss on internal traitors, Jews, communists, and politicians. This false narrative would fuel his future campaigns of hatred. The charismatic orator captivating a broken nation. In post-war chaos, Hitler found a new battleground: words. Joining the German Workers' Party, he mesmerized broken audiences with fiery speeches, offering clear enemies and simple promises. Obsessed with delivery, he rehearsed gestures in front of mirrors, mastering the performance of emotion. Orchestrated spectacles like the Nuremberg rallies amplified his myth, turning him from a man into a symbol. Hitler's rise, why millions followed him. Millions followed him, desperate for dignity, security, and revenge. He promised jobs, unity, and a reborn empire, and the people listened. Economic recovery, rebuilding Germany. Massive public works like the Autobahn, along with secret rearmament, revived Germany's economy. Unemployment plummeted. Hope returned. For many, Hitler had delivered the miracle they prayed for. Peak popularity, loyalty beyond death. By the late 1930s, Hitler was adored by millions. He annexed Austria and Czechoslovakia's Sudetenland without bloodshed, hailed as a hero. Even after his suicide in 1945, some of his most loyal followers chose to follow him into death, unable to imagine Germany without him. Early military successes, blitzkrieg, and conquest. At the start of World War II, Hitler's armies moved with terrifying speed. Norway, France, Belgium, crushed within weeks. It seemed nothing could stop Nazi Germany. Personal habits. The health-obsessed dictator. Privately, Hitler lived a strict, peculiar life. A vegetarian, a teetotaler, a relentless anti-smoking advocate. Had history gone differently, he might have been remembered as just another aggressive health blogger. Views on religion, control, and belief. Publicly invoking Christian symbolism, privately Hitler viewed religion as a tool, a way to control and stabilize the masses, nothing more. Conclusion: lessons from desperate hope. Hitler's rise was not born from genius, but from desperation. It was fear, poverty, anger, and a longing for someone, anyone, to promise something better. But hope without wisdom becomes dangerous, and loyalty without conscience can destroy nations. Hitler's story is not just a lesson about evil. It is a warning that when facts are ignored, when enemies are invented, when lies are easier to believe than truths, darkness finds its way into even the brightest hopes. Understanding history is not about blame. It's about vigilance, about seeing the early signs and never letting them grow again. Because the past is never dead. It waits to be remembered or repeated. The future belongs to those who remember and refuse to forget.